la maonyesho ya utafiti, sayansi, teknolojia na uvumbuzi limeanza rasmi hii leo mjini Naivasha kwa maudhui ya kukuza masomo sayansi kwenye mtaala wa CBE unaotazamiwa kuwa na mkondo mahususi mwaka ujao wa 2026. Mwandishi wetu Willy Dennis Njiru yuko kwenye kongamano hilo na tunaungana naye kwa muktasari.
Naam, asante sana mwenzangu Josh Onsare mbashara kutoka eneo hili la Naivasha, ambapo bila shaka jinsi ambavyo ulivyotangulia kuwajuza watazamaji wetu ni kwamba kongamano la vigogo wa sayansi wamekongamana hapa katika shughuli ya siku 3, ambapo wanatathmini hali itakavyokuwa kwa siku za baadaye katika taifa hili, ikija ni masuala ya uvumbuzi na masuala ya teknolojia na sayansi. Na bila shaka pasi na kupoteza muda mwingi, tumebahatika kuwa naye katibu mkuu katika idara hii aweze kutueleza mawili matatu. Profesa Abdirazak, kumradhi labda kama sijataja jina hilo vizuri, tueleze ni why we are here today. Nakupa ruhusa tuzungumze kwa Kiingereza.
Yeah, thank you very much. We've gathered here in Naivasha to really have a dialogue with all the relevant stakeholders from universities, research institutions, public and private sectors, and including our young generation as well from various secondary schools and colleges. Mm-hmm. And the essence of this meeting is really to look at the impact of the research that have been taking place in this country, and to look at the issues of intellectual property right and be able to move it to the next level of commercialization.
Mm-hmm. Bringing this into realization in this country seems to be a hard task. I don't know why, and how do you convince an entrepreneur that it is time they come on board so that they can be able maybe to pump in some efforts to ensure that this is realized?
Yeah, we have various institutions in the country. Just to mention a few, we have the Commission for Science, Technology and Innovation, NACOSTI, that is really hosting this meeting. We have Kenya Innovation Agency, and of course National Research Fund. They have been doing a marvelous work over several years. Of course, there's room for improvement. Now, when you have institutions like this, and then when you can be able to get the private sector coming on board as well to complement what the government efforts is, then we can be able to realize the work that we are doing. Just to give you an example, NACOSTI is spearheading the regulatory aspect. They are looking at the issues of advocacy as far as science, research and innovation is concerned, while Kenya, they are more into the innovation. And the innovation, the startups, they're looking at incubation centers and towards commercialization. Now, as you look at this, of course, definitely you need to have funding. So what the government has done is to create funds from the National Research Fund that is supporting all these ventures. And now we would like, I personally as a PS would like to bridge that gap and look for more venture capitalists, look for the private sector, because whatever good ideas that we've been able to produce, we need to take it to the next level. One is to ring fence it, protect it, and secondly is to be able to commercialize it. It's very important to upscale, and you will see around here there are many innovations that are being demonstrated around by various institutions. The next step is how can we be able to fund this and be able to take them to the next level.
Agriculture, equally health, human health has been a big issue in regard to how we do some, we import some of these drugs from outside, and some of these vaccines. Yet we have the capability of doing this. What needs to be done?
I'll be working very, very closely with my counterparts, my colleagues in the State Department of Agriculture, Livestock, and of course health as well. Just to give you an example, one of the biggest challenge that we've got in this country is post-harvest losses. And sometimes we can go up to 30%. Yet there is technology that we can be able to use to minimize post-harvest losses and maximize the production. productivity. We're also looking at ways and means of how we can do value addition. For example, if you're looking at the tannery industry, how we can be able to manage the water waste using, for example, electron beam as one of the technology. This is something that we can be able to embrace. Looking at the vaccine, I will be visiting, of course, together with my counterparts in the various state department to look at the vaccines that are being produced. You can also be able to have irradiated vaccines. We can be able to maximize the productivity in the country. But again, we need to develop ways and means of having what I call public-private partnership, because the government cannot do everything. We need to create that enabling environment so that the private sector can also be able to chip in as well. So for me, really, I would like to advocate on this modality, because it's very important when you look at the bottom-up transformative agenda, what we normally call better. This is the idea behind it, that we have to go to the masses, we have to look at the challenges, we have to look at the issues that they have, and be able to intervene using scientific interventions, doing research that is relevant, that is going to touch the society.
Maybe in 10 seconds, because I'm told my time is out. We are seeing some of the learners in this convention. And how are you incorporating science and technology as we've been changing the curriculum?
I think this is very important, that we need to advocate for the STEM subjects in our secondary schools and middle-level colleges, and we will be looking at ways and means of how we can be able to mainstream all that. We have research development policy that is draft form. We have science, technology, innovation policy that is in draft form, and we will not leave anybody behind. But just an addition as well, at the international level, we'll also be advocating for the science diplomacy as well, so that we have the internationalization of science, technology and innovation.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time. Onsare, maswala ni kama hayo tu kutoka kwa watu wenye tajriba katika maswala haya. Katibu mkuu katika wizara hii ya uvumbuzi na maswala haya katika wizara ya elimu, akiguzia maswala madogo tu hapo kuhusiana na swala zima la uvumbuzi na sayansi hapa nchini. Kwenye taarifa zetu za saa moja tutakuwa tukiliangazia swala hili kwa mapana na marefu, lakini kwa sasa majembe ni yako mwenzangu Joash Onsare.
Shukran sana Willy Dennis.